Hey guys, this is Helena Hart, and I'm back with Dorell again today. Deanna is an intuitive love coach who helps women get in touch with themselves and shift their vibe so they can attract the kind of man and relationship they want in their lives. And today I'm so excited. We're going to be sharing 5 secret ways to be the woman that he never wants to lose. So, welcome, Deanna. Thank you so much for being here with me again today.
Hello, everyone. It's so great to be here. Thank you so much for having me back.
Yes, we've done a couple other videos together and they got such a great response and so many requests to bring you back on. So I'm really excited to jump into this topic. And is there anything you want to say before we jump in, or you just want to go right for that first secret?
So before we jump in, all of the secrets that we're about to share with you, they are so simple and so many women don't do these things. And so it's really important, like even if you just remember one of these things, especially the last one. So we want you to stay until the end because the last one is the juiciest. You'll be so surprised how fast the energy can shift with the guy that you're seeing, the guy that you're, going on dates with. It's amazing.
I love that. And by the way, we say it's a secret because it's little understood by not only women, but by men as well. When you kind of start to do some of these things, a man might not be able to put his finger on it, but he'll just feel so much more attracted and connected to you, right? He'll see you as irreplaceable, that one woman that he never wants to live without. And it's totally without playing any games or any manipulation tactics, 100% authentic, as all of our tools and so much of the things that I teach as well. That's why I love your work, Deanna. So let's jump in. What is that first secret?
All right, so the first one is to be impeccable with your words and actions. If you've heard of the book, The Four Agreements, this is kind of inspired off of that book, and it has to do with integrity, right? So making sure that what you say you're going to do actually gets done, and making sure that you are showing through your actions that you really do feel confident about yourself, that you really are open to receiving a man and being in a relationship. And it's something as simple as, did I do what I said I was going to do today? And if you didn't, looking at where some of those energy leaks can get plugged. Oh, you know what? Like, I'm so sorry I didn't get back to you. Let's schedule it for the next time. I think so often we forget like just basic manners and how far it can go. And when your man sees that you are backing up your words with your actions, he says to himself, okay, that's a keeper because I know I can trust her. And if she's that impeccable with herself, like imagine how she's going to be with me. That's the girl that you marry.
Amazing. Yeah. I mean, just like we would want to be with a man who follows through on what he says he's going to do, right? I mean, a lot of these I imagine go both ways. I always say,
Yes.
how do you build trust with yourself? One thing I also say is you don't really have to worry about trusting a man as long as you trust yourself and your own boundaries and intuition and feelings. And one way to build trust with yourself is following through, like keeping those commitments you make to yourself, just like you build trust with a man when he follows through and he calls when he says he's going to, and he's not consistently late or flaking. So that is phenomenal. I think that is really, really important. What's the second secret?
So the second one is treat your mind and your body like a temple. Because I mean, let's face it, caring for your health is like super sexy. And all of these secrets do work both ways. But when I say treat your mind like a temple, it's watch your thoughts. How you talk to yourself impacts how you view the world and how you receive and notice love from your man. So if your predominant thoughts are really high vibe, really positive, and you are looking for the good in people and in situations, even when they're challenging, he's going to notice that right away. And, treating your body like a temple kind of goes without saying. Are you moving it regularly? Are you treating it with respect? Are you putting, nutritious food in your body? Are you, managing your stress and your energy levels? Are you getting enough sleep? I think sometimes we forget the very basics, and it's so easy to spin out into stories, right, around why is he calling me, or, I'm too fat, or I'm, not attractive enough, when we're just thirsty, or we're just hungry, or we just need to play and be silly. So going back to those basics and treating your temple like a temple is going to go a long way in pulling him in. And it's something you can just do for yourself, but he's going to notice it. And chances are high that he's going to start treating himself a little bit better too. So you'll be an inspiration without even realizing you're doing it.
Definitely. Oh yeah, that is so true. I'd love to talk a little more about, especially the thought piece, because that is something that I'm just fascinated with. And my background being in psychology. And yeah, if you can just
Okay.
make the decision to like see what you want to see, right? Look for the positive
Yeah.
aspects in your interaction with a man, if you're dating, or even if you've been with a man for years, focusing on those positive qualities that you'd like to see more of, rather than immediately going to like, here's what I'd like to change, here's what I'm not satisfied with, right? And the thoughts you're feeding yourself. Can you give me some examples of like some thoughts that really would foster this feeling and make a man see you as that one woman he never wants to live without? That would be really helpful.
Yeah. So one thought is everything is here to help me. Everything that shows up in this day is here to help me. And if you go in with that attitude, it's like even when the guy cuts you off in traffic, maybe you needed to slow down because your next appointment, that person was running late too. Like you never know. But if you adopt that energy of like everything and everyone is helping me.
Amazing. Yeah. I say things are always working out for me no matter what, right? Everything's always working out for me. Things are unfolding the way they're supposed to, right in line with you. Also, when it comes to a man, I just told a client this yesterday, having the mindset, she's online dating and, just having that belief of he's doing the best he can, right? He's interested, he's doing the best he can to pursue me because he likes me. Even just, adopting that belief system. Now, of course, if a man is displaying totally unacceptable behavior or lying or flaking, we're talking about good, healthy men who seem interested and they seem to be, in pursuit of you. Just kind of adopting the thought and belief that he's doing the best he can. And that kind of like, it just loosens up it just makes you a little more lighthearted and playful, right?
Yes.
Rather than constantly being on guard, searching for something, like waiting for the other shoe to drop, I think is the expression, right?
Absolutely. And, really, I think it's a discipline. It's a decision we make every single day. It's like, where is my mind? Where am I going to allow my mind to go? Is it going to focus and expect the best? Expect the best and you get the best. Expect the worst, that's what you create. And then, our logical minds hate to be wrong. So you'll prove yourself right.
Yeah, our brains are hardwired to want to be right. Something I always say, I don't know if I've ever said this on a video. So I love the things that you bring out of it. You always get what you expect, right? Kind of pretty much all the time. But we might have a different idea about what expectations are for everybody watching. But from my belief system, it's like your expectations are your desires merged with your beliefs about whether or not something's possible. So if you've ever just kind of expected good things to happen, just having this eager anticipation of a positive outcome, that's when things kind of work out in your favor. I've really found, not just in love, but in all areas of your life, right?
It's so true. I'm thinking back, I remember going to New York City with my family and going to the famous Macy's store on 34th Street. And there was this huge sign lit up that said, "Believe." And that's really what it is. We get what we expect. We get what we believe. We don't get what we think we want. We get what we believe we deserve.
Totally. I mean, just like something I always say is the behavior we accept in a relationship is, what is it now? I don't want to mix it up. What we accept in a relationship is a measure of what we think we deserve deep down.
Yep.
Right? We kind of teach people how to treat us by the behavior we're willing to accept, and we accept what we think we deserve deep down, right? So, one woman might be making excuses for a man because she's afraid she's going to lose him if she doesn't, where another woman would get totally turned off and bored and lose interest if a man was displaying that same behavior. So that is hugely important. I hope I said that right. Did that make sense the way I put that?
That totally made sense. And I think sometimes it's easy to filter it through past disappointments, right? Through the baggage from the relationship that came before. But if you can really see it as this is an opportunity to create whatever you want, to pull in whatever kind of man you want. It's like you are going to call him in based on the predominant thoughts and beliefs that you're thinking and feeling.
Yeah. And just that attitude is I can see how a man would think this is a super rare, high value woman that I never want to lose. It's kind of a rare woman that knows how to do this, right? Especially in dating and relationships where things can feel high stakes or you're afraid of rejection. So yeah, we'd love to talk some more about this too. For everyone watching, type your thoughts and experiences with this in the comment section. We love hearing from you as always. And let's move on to that third secret.
Okay, so maintain a life outside your relationship. I see this over and over again with clients. They get into a relationship, it starts to get comfortable. Every night becomes Netflix and like takeout night, and pretty soon you're not having sex. You're feeling like roommates. The romance is gone, and you wonder, should I be dating other people? Right? And really, it's about maintaining who you are, what makes you light up from the inside out, what attracted, right? What attracted in the first place, like maintaining that and putting your energy into your passions, into your hobbies, taking that dance class, you know, keeping that brunch date with a friend when you get that like last minute invitation for him to see a movie, like really, really maintaining that, because that is what keeps the sizzle alive. It's maintaining that sense, that balance between independence and then interdependence when you're in partnership. It's not about codependency where you just give up everything for each other, but this delicate like dance between I know who I am and I love who I am without the relationship, and I get to bring all of that into the relationship. And it also encourages them to maintain their hobbies. I know one client was, you know, she started going back to Pilates and back to yoga, and she started feeling really guilty because her man was kind of, you know, annoyed that she wasn't as available. But she said he started like spontaneously surprising me at work and, you know, set up a dinner date, and he hadn't done that in months. And it's because she made herself a priority. And this is not something a man's going to tell you. They're going to want you to be available 24/7, especially if they, you know, they're interested and attracted to you. But maintaining that interdependence is so key to being the woman he doesn't want to lose.
It really is. It's likely what attracted him to you in the first place. But just like you said, in relationships, especially long-term relationships, it's easy to let some of that slip away, right? And then we can look to a man as like the only source of our happiness or fun experiences. And yeah, and I like what you said too, encouraging his independence, right? Men, they kind of have this fear of losing their freedom, losing their independence, and that might make them a little hesitant to like get into a committed relationship. So if you can show him that like, you know, oh, you know, go hang out with your friends and family and I'm doing my own thing. And then he's going to be a better relationship partner when the two of you come back together too. Right. So that is so important. It's easy. It sounds like common sense a little bit, but it can, be easy to forget because we just slip into these routines. So I think that's huge. Well, okay, let's go move on to the fourth secret then.
Okay, so this is big. It's maintain your femininity and softness. Softness is not the same as weakness. And this is about letting your heart be open, receiving him, right? Not having to push, force, control, manipulate, or any of the sort. And oftentimes we don't have a transition or a buffer between who we are being in our careers to who we are being at home or on a date. And so having that transition time is really important. One thing I always offer to my private clients is just the act of changing, like changing your clothes or taking a shower, going for a walk, or listening to a certain piece of music that you tell yourself it's time to like shift into just allowing my feminine energy to ooze out. And this requires safety, feeling safe in your body. So, I mean, there's a reason for the order of these secrets, right? If you're treating your body like a temple, you're already at home in her, and you're more likely to, you know, wear clothing that enhances your femininity. You're more likely to, you know, just do the things that really help you come out of your head and out of that logical space and into the feeling center, into your heart, which is what makes him melt and wants, you know, it makes him want to just be around you all the time, and you don't have to say a word.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously talk so much about feminine energy, so everything you said, I'm like, that is so right on. And for most, if everyone watching, if you're familiar with my other videos, I probably over 150 videos on feminine energy, so you're probably familiar with the way that I talk about it. So I'd love to hear from you, Deanna. What effect does this have on a man? And do you have any like tips for how to do that? Get out of your head and into your body. I'm sure you have like so many amazing things to say on that.
Yeah, so the first part of how, why he's so drawn to it, the masculine energy is naturally wanting to protect, is naturally wanting to, um, to be of service, in service to the feminine. And so by you dropping into that space, it's like code for I trust you and I respect you and I'm available for, your love. And he's not going to use that language, but that's really what it is. And so a couple different ways that you can shift into that. I love to recommend music. I think it's a fast way to kind of tune out the day, and listening to like classical music that doesn't have any words, that just gets you into that feeling part of your brain. For others of you, it's, dancing. I'll often encourage my clients to just shut the door, take off all their clothes, dark, and just dance and just move your energy, move out the day. And sometimes that's all it takes is one song on Spotify to just get you feeling like you are the shit, because you are. Another thing I like to do is
I just want
bubble
to jump
bath.
in and say that's so great. I love that music because I'm just thinking about myself, like, listening to maybe like that same minute and a half of my, this my favorite song this week over and over and over. It can shift your vibe. It really can. Right? Okay. Yes. Let's keep going with that. Bubble bath.
Yeah. So bubble baths are not just a luxury, like really being intentional about it, right? When you're in the bath, you have to be still. It's not like a shower where you can go in and out in 30 seconds to enjoy it. Consciously unwinding. I know my man goes crazy. Like he knows if the candles start coming out, like he is not to talk to me for 20 minutes. And you're just sitting there and you're just with yourself. Those are just a couple of examples, but really it's about a state of mind. It's a state of mind that says the universe or whatever you believe in is here on my side. There's nothing I need to fight against. There's nothing that I need to prove to the world. Like who I am right in this moment, in the body that I am, the way it looks right now, like is beautiful and it's enough.
That is beautiful. Yeah. What's coming to me when you say that is not a single thing needs to happen right now. Right? Like I can do that. I can go to like meditate and I'm like, oh, I got to check my email. I got to check, it's like this urgent, like something needs to happen. So I love the bubble bath idea because you're free of all those distractions. You're just with yourself in the moment. Not a single thing, not a single decision needs to be made. Everything is exactly as it should be right now. That is just, I can just feel myself like softening, just like thinking about that. So thank you for that. That was actually very helpful for me personally. So that was wonderful. And yes, that brings us to secret number 5, right?
Yeah. Our last one. So let your energy and your actions speak more than words. This is huge. I'm going to say that one again. Let your actions and your energy speak more than words. In essence, it's about respecting yourself. Right? If he crosses a line or a boundary that maybe we didn't set with ourselves, show through your actions, not like talking him down or criticizing. And that is going to it's going to first surprise him because most women don't, right? They're just going to be like, wow, why did you do it like that? And that just causes them to get on the defensive. But if you're like, interesting, you thought it was okay to be an hour late. That's really fascinating. And don't say anything, but just show through your energy that, if that happens again, you're going to make other plans. If he tries to come an hour late, oh, you're not at the restaurant. You went to yoga. Or
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, one mistake I see women make all the time is a man crosses a boundary and rather than, expressing the impact that had on them and maybe setting a boundary, they maybe like keep talking about it endlessly rather than following up that boundary with actions. I always say that men respond to your behavior and your distance and your actions much more than your words themselves. Everyone's always asking me, what do I say to this guy? How do I
Yes.
let him know that this isn't okay? And it's your actions and your vibe and your behavior that a man is responding to much more than your words. I mean, you can have 20 conversations about boundaries, but the truth is, if you're not taking any action and sticking to them, with your behavior, he's just going to feel like, oh, well, I can cross that boundary. She might get mad. She might, not talk to me for a day or two, but things are just going to go right back to, he won't respect you. Right. And yeah, so much of the time women are kind of afraid that setting a boundary will scare a man off, but the opposite is actually true, right? It's that saying no to something that doesn't feel good to you and following that up is actually, in my opinion, a very feminine energy quality. So yeah, what else do you have to say on this? It's such an important thing.
Yeah. So, it's about self-respect, but even more than that, it's about accepting that something has been crossed and just going at it from that space of like, okay, well, what is it? Like, what do I need right now? Like asking yourself, not asking him to fulfill that need. Maybe it's, okay, you know what? I need some reassurance, or I need some validation. How can you give that to yourself? And knowing that through giving it to yourself, whether it be, to remind yourself of all the times that you kicked butt in the world, or calling up a good friend and having them tell you, really that we are responsible as women for our own emotional health. I think so often we give our power away to men, expecting them to fill every single need. And that is a lot of pressure. But when you can take full responsibility for everything that happens and everything that, presents in your life, and see where your part is in it, that is extremely attractive to a man. And it just comes from, seeing what's showing up. If it's not what you like, seeing where a boundary needs to be drawn, first within yourself, right? That agreement with yourself. In my book, The Dating Mirror, I talk about deal breakers. And it's like, if you've crossed a deal breaker yourself, forgive yourself, but back it up, right? Back it up with, okay, I'm going to try better tomorrow, or in this moment, I'm going to be different, and just experiment with what that feels like. Because I think if you aren't used to being treated well and you start to be treated well, it can feel really odd. And so it just goes back to how you want to view yourself, and know that that's going to be expanded when you get into a relationship.
Yeah. Wow. Something I always say is like, forgive yourself for accepting less than you deserved, but don't do it again. Right.
Yeah.
None of this is us telling you to blame yourself for where you are. It's just opportunity to like have that awareness and start to turn it around. So powerful. It can be the hardest thing to do, right? Walking away from a situation that doesn't feel good, or like sticking to your boundaries. It can be kind of a scary thing, but once you try it and start to get some really great results, it becomes much more natural, where there is no going back. You'll be like, what was I doing before? Right?
Yes. And it's so empowering, because you trust yourself. Yes. You have your own back, and therefore a man is going to be tripping over himself to have your back too.
It's so true. Oh my gosh, that is so true. I know, Deanna, you have an amazing free opportunity for everyone, but before we get into that, let's recap these 5 secrets really quick.
Yeah. So secret number 1 is be impeccable with your words and actions. Make sure those match up. 2 is treat your mind and body like a temple. 3 is maintain a life outside your relationship. Keep those hobbies, keep that yoga class going, even when you don't want to. 4 is maintain your femininity and your softness. Actively practice going into that and transitioning out of work energy. And then the last one is let your actions and your energy speak more than your words.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh, that was so great. I feel like everyone should just watch this video again, because you'll probably digest it a whole new way. Those were actually really, really deep, huge concepts. So type in your thoughts and feelings on these in the comment section, you guys. We love hearing from you. And Deanna, what is this free gift that you have for everyone? This is totally different than anything an expert's ever offered. So I'm so excited to share it with the community.
Of course. So one of the things that I've gotten clear on, and I'm sure the ladies watching have too, is that life is so much easier when we stop doing everything alone, right? When we kind of reject and retire the lone wolf way of life. And because of that, I created a community of women called the Empowered Goddess Society. And it's a place where women can come together to support each other, to love on each other, and also to learn valuable tools, some of which, you kind of got a taste of today, and receive like intuitive guidance and energy healing in a space of other powerful women. So everybody that watches this video gets 1 full month of free access to the society. And Helena, we can put the link in the description perhaps for them to go to. And yeah, I can't wait to have you guys in the societies. You can check it out, take it for a test drive, meet other amazing women just like you that are ready to call in love and also ready to just have amazing kick-ass lives.
That is so generous of you. So a full month for free, it sounds like, right?
Yep, a full month.
Yeah. So the link is in the description, you guys, right below this video. It's the very first link. Everyone, please go check that out. Oh my gosh, what a great gift for everyone. That's so different than what anyone's ever offered before. So I really, just the community aspect of this is so important, especially if like you're new to some of these concepts, or I know sometimes it can be easy to do this with men you don't really care about, but when it's that one guy you really like comes back around, it like throws you back to your default settings, right? I mean, who hasn't been there? And so having a community and a support system can like really help you stay on track with some of these. So this is phenomenal. Deanna, thank you so much. Any like last words of wisdom before we close out here today?
Just know that you are the woman he never wants to lose. Like right now, you're just recalling and reminding and calling back those parts of you that have forgotten it. But right now, as you're watching this, like you have everything inside of you that you need to be that woman, because you already are.
Oh yeah. I mean, you are so valuable as a woman. It can be easy to forget our value, right? Especially if we really like a guy, we kind of put him on a pedestal a little bit, which I advise to not do, but sometimes we can't help it if we're really attracted to him and we're not that attracted to very many people. And we forget how valuable we are as women. Like he needs you, he needs that feminine energy to have this like, full, complete life. So just really recognizing your value and your power in a relationship is huge when it comes to being that woman he never wants to live without. So thank you so much, Deanna. This was phenomenal as always.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
Let us know what you think in the comment section, and hopefully we can do this again soon.
Sounds great. Bye-bye, everybody.